Well, hello and welcome live from our studios in Auckland Park, Johannesburg. Thank you for tuning in. You are watching The Week Ahead with myself, Liesl Wilson. Let's take a look at some of your headlines for today. As the world marks the 136th edition of International Workers' Day, concerns have been raised that more than 70% of workers in South Africa do not belong to any trade union. Coronavirus active cases have jumped to more than 42,000 as the NICD registered 6,527 new COVID-19 cases within the latest reporting cycle. Right, let's get into some of our top stories for today. Continuing with Workers' Day commemorations, EFF leader Julius Malema is expected to address a rally in Middelburg in the Steve Tshwete Local Municipality in Mpumalanga. Our reporter Nhlanhla Jele is there. Let's take a listen.
They're expecting the EFF leader Julius Malema to address them, mostly I'm sure on some of the issues that they are facing within this community. One of them being the high levels of unemployment, obviously, but also the issue of service delivery. I think it will be quite important to hear what he has to say to them about how this party plans on tackling the issues of unemployment. But just on to my left is a guy that and he wants to say something about how he feels about the CIC being in their environment this morning. Sir, can you just tell us, what are you expecting to hear from Julius Malema this afternoon?
No, mama expect mhlambe ukuthi akhulume ngoshintsho mhlambe nema opportunities especially ku youth mhlambe angenelele kakhulu nakubantwana abaphusha ama talents ku art because khona abantwana abavalelekile banama talents ama music industry ama politics akangeni kuma music industry like it's time I think baqale ukungenelela mhlambe mama uhlule ukungenelela khona bangene over to abantwana abaphusha iart nibantwana abastruggle so akakhulume kakhulu nge-youth ima opportunities e-youth like banga preach mhlambe ama job angavuleki because ne-ANC ikhuluma ngama job ikhuluma ngama job angekho so Mr Malema must try to like ulethu ushintsho Mr Malema like talk something optimistic let positive thoughts ebantwaneni especially nakuma artists avalelekile like talk some sense baba so boy get 357.
Thank you very much. As we had that guy, he was talking about being in the arts industry, saying a lot of politicians don't actually mention or talk to the issue of artists. He says that DA has come, ANC has also come here, and they're all promising jobs, but they're not opening up any opportunities. And he hopes that the EFF leader will actually speak to them about how he plans on opening up the industry, especially for young people. Hi guys, how do you guys feel? What are you expecting to hear? What are you expecting to hear this afternoon from the EFF leader?
CICP Julius Malema is the president of Africa. He's not the president of South Africa. So he's going to lead us. He's going to tell us whatever we're expecting. Whatever he relaying. And he knows very well more Africa. Unemployment is very high. Whatever. CIC is going to lead us.
SABC anything, what are you going to do? How would you feel?
No, CIC are not SABC, and we know very well what CIC SABC and CIC. Besides what SABC, Reina is my fight of South Africa. Rotoluela to Goloha South Africa. Arlo mood, Awaja. Besides the Hoja, we're not going to do Arle. If I just America Disho Brayaga. EFF doesn't sponsor everyone. EFF is an organization, Emizimba, to Ruena Waja, Tamao, Jalutza.
As you can hear, they are saying that unemployment is an issue in this area, and they are hopeful that Julius Malema is actually going to address many of their issues that they are facing on the ground. He also made mention of the fact that he remains hopeful, and that even if he doesn't promise what they want to hear, what they expect to hear, they'll keep on being EFF members, they'll keep on remaining loyal to the party. My sister, do you want to say something? What are you expecting to hear this afternoon?
Hey, motivated. Yeah, the youth and as a whole, we want to win this, the whole Nkangala. Yes, Mpumalanga,
As you can hear, they remain optimistic. 2024 is around the corner, and they're saying they are going to push and ensure and make sure that EFF actually wins in the Nkangala region, because they trust and they believe that what they're going to hear this afternoon is what's going to be pleasing to their ears and actually be working for them as the young people in this community.
COSATU in the northwest has apologized for delays of its main May Day celebrations at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium in Rustenburg. The event, which was billed to start at 9 and then at noon, is yet to start. President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to address the event together with the Federation's President Zingiswa Losi and the SACP General Secretary Dr. Bladen Zamande. We are going to cross live to our SABC News reporter Itumeleng Khatjane for more on what is transpiring on his end. Itumeleng, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I mean, we've seen the program has been delayed somewhat. Any indication as to when it will begin? What is transpiring on your end?
Well, the event was set to start at 11 o'clock, but we've seen some delays. It's gone now past 1 o'clock, and the event has not yet started. But we are told that it will start soon. The number of people that we are told that we are expected to be part of this event is 22,000 people. But currently, I don't think we've gone beyond 10,000. But we have workers here, and I would like to touch on issues affecting them. What is it that they expect to hear from the speakers today, from the leadership of the unions, from the leadership of COSATU? And I'm joined by the gentleman here. Buti, you are here today as a member of a union. Please tell us about the sector that you are in, and what is it that you expect to hear from the leadership today? What are the concerns in the sector?
Mandibulise msasazi uMandla Nkosi lo kaNgcelwane ndisebenzela uSibanye Still Water. uSibanye ke unama operation amaninzi. Eyona operation ndisebenzelayo yiKloof. Namhlanje ke silapha ke singabasebenzi basesibanye. Njengoko ndicinga into bangabana abantu bayazi nelizwe liyazi ukuthi kusukela ngomhla we9 kaMarch kuloko singaye emsebenzini sithe tools down, because into esikhala ngayo sikhala ngokuthi lo mqashi usiqashileyo ngumahempe makafake u1000 kubasebenzi abahola bakancinci, abasebenzi ababizwa ngento bangabana ucategory 4 to 8. Akhona kabasebenzi okuthiwa ngama-miners and artisan, sithi kuye makafake kubo noko ubungakanani noba ngu6%. Kodwa ke uyala umqashi nje babesenitshilo ukuthi kusukela nge6 nge9 kaMarch until today umqashi uyala into bangabana bizela ama-unions ethu etafuleni ukuze kuboniswane. Umqashi into ayibekayo umsasazi etafuleni nabaphulaphuli incinci kakhulu, ubeka u700 kodwa thina sicela into kubangabana makasinikeze u1000. So silapha ke namhlanje ngelanga labasebenzi sifuna into kubangabana upresident ophethe ilizwe ibe khona into ayitshoyo kulo mqashi lokubonakala into bangabana udelelana obangubani na kule South Africa.
So he's indicating there that they want increment from Sibanye. As you would remember that unions, AMCU and the National Union of Mine Workers have been on strike at Sibanye demanding salary increments for their members. They are here today. We are joined also here by a gentleman who's a member of AMCU. Yes. Sir, you are here today. What do you expect to hear President Ramaphosa, and what i-concern zenu emgodini intoni?
Kukelenga ungaphambi ngaphambi lento ithetha ndiyayiva, kodwa into esokhala ngayo basanga ngemfazwe apha. Lililungu leAMCO size apha sidibene silohlobo sililwa sizanga mfazweni apha size basizothi sohlulwa kulo mlungu ngumahembe ungahloniphi basebenzi singabasebenzi emgodini phantsi kweKloof ke abasebenza khona eFort Hare. sizokhalaza ka apha kutata uRamaphosa makacebise kwanxa kunje nakuthwani na ngoba sizolila nezistrayika sethu kwathi nezikhalazo zethu bangathi kusesitheni ezingaveni abendaba ezika-7 eTV-ni kulapho nxa sifuna noba makumatsho kuyerali mabajoburg banqabe kuthi kwezostrayika zami kunanto uzibamdeni mfitshane enkosi.
Ndiyabulela Mhlakazi. So he's also indicating that they want salary increments and they are not, they are expecting to hear the president talk about their issue as well. You'd remember that for quite some times we couldn't see this coexistence between AMCU and the NUM, but today we're seeing that coexistence between the two unions. They are fighting together, not against each other at Sibanye, fighting for worker-related issues. This is something that we haven't seen for quite a long time, from 2012, but starting from now, we're seeing those developments in the mining sector. From us here in Northwest, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Itumeleng Khajani. Of course, our reporter is stationed at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is set to address the Kusatu May Day commemorations. We'll continue to monitor as that program is delayed. Obviously, awaiting developments as soon as it begins. We'll take you there. But moving on to our other story, where we've seen other commemorations taking place. In fact, leader Julius Malema is now expected or is addressing the May Day rally in Middelburg under the Steve Tshwete Local Municipality. Let's take you live there and listen in.
RCT and all our ground forces who made this day possible. We salute you for doing a wonderful job. We want to salute more your chairperson of the province, because when we entered here, we can feel that we are going to a rally of the EFF. You have painted this place red. Even those who are not here at the rally, they know the EFF is in town because of the type of work you have done on the ground before this rally. That's how rallies are organized. Fighters, we are here today to celebrate the workers of the world. We are not only celebrating abasebenzi base South Africa, but this day belongs to the whole working class all over the world. It was on this day that the workers declared war against capitalism. It was this day that the workers said that socialism is the future and we are going to build it now through the unity of the working class. It was in the trenches of the Soviet Union that the workers have decided to confront the most brutal system of capitalism. And we are happy that these workers were not only demanding that they want to work for 8 hours only, but they were also demanding that they too, as workers, must be treated as human beings. They must not be treated as if they are machines, and when they are done with them, they throw them away. It is the workers who said, we've got the right, and those rights include the right to own the land, the right to own the economy, the right to benefit from the proceeds of our sweat. Because you exploit us and you pay us nothing. We want shares in the mines of Middelburg. We want to own the mines, the industries in Middelburg. We want to own the land of Middelburg because this land belongs to us. This May Day, it's a reminder that the unity of workers is paramount, because you workers have got nothing to lose but the chains, because those chains were put on you by the exploiters. The unity of the working class is paramount because it will usher in economic freedom in our lifetime. fighters, the EFF will never be in government if it is not supported by mine workers. If you say that in Middelburg we have a strong EFF, but the mine workers do not support you, you must know that you will never govern. If you are not supported by the so-called gardeners, by the security guard, by the domestic workers, you will never govern. Therefore, you must mobilize all working class behind the red flag, so that 2024, when it comes, the unity of workers is going to deliver the EFF in Mpumalanga. Workers must unite, because divided workers are the benefits of the employer. They like it when you are divided. It is actually the employer who divide us. When there is a strong union, an employer sponsors another union to divide the workers. Because if the workers are divided, the employer will continue to exploit our people. So we in the EFF must fight against imperialism and capitalism through the unity of the working class. All of you here, whether you are working or you are not working, you are a worker, and today belongs to you. It is not of your making that you are not working. Your age qualifies you to work. Your qualifications qualify you to work, but you are failed by the system and the ANC. That is why you are unemployed. From today, you must tell them that you are an unemployed worker, because you are a worker. You are looking for a job. You are not lazy. You are prepared to grow the economy of this country. They must give you an opportunity. You will demonstrate to them that you are a worker, because we are not lazy. We don't want 350. We want more than that. We want more than that through our own hard-working hands. Asere number 2, baufiwa diloja charity. We are not a charity case. No one must do us a favor. Give us the land, give us the economy. We will show you what we are capable of. We have made this country to be what it is. Abugogo nabumkulu inside that tent, they are the ones who have built this Middelburg. They are the ones who have built Witbank. They are the ones who have built South Africa, and they never paid them. They exploited them. We worked to build this economy. We worked to build this country, even when we're not benefiting from it. Imagine if we're benefiting from it, we will do more, because we know at the end of the day, it is us who are going to benefit. So today we must know that there are no unemployed people in South Africa. They are unemployed workers who are ready to take responsibility if given an opportunity to do so. Middelburg, when you drive in town, it's very nice. But as you drive into this area, you now realize you are going to where black people stay. Because there is a place road is rotten. Where black people stay, there are no roads at all. Where black people stay, there is no electricity at all. Where black people stay, there is no water at all. where black people stay, there are no proper houses. You see with the shacks that here it is black people who stay here. So we are here to expose this government that you did nothing since 1994. The only thing you did was to steal from our people. That's what they know. There is a company here called BBT Transport that exploits our workers, that pays our workers very little money. When they try to fight, they get retrenched because these people are working with the ANC. ESCOM has outsourced workers, has given labor brokers those jobs so that our workers can be paid half of what they were getting when they were working for ESCOM. Today, labor brokers are exploiting our people here in Mpumalanga because ESCOM is refusing to insource our workers. We want workers insourced at ESCOM. We don't want labor brokers. We don't want temporary work. We want permanent work for our people. Fighters, all of these mines must employ our people who come from here. Give preference to the children of Middelburg, because we cannot have a mine here. The next thing, the people who are working there are not from here. We must be given preference to be hired in the mines. Not only hiring, those businesses that they give in the mine must come to us, because the children of Middelburg and Kangala can do business. Who said you can't do business? Now we've got companies like Bidvest and Fidelity doing work in the municipality here, doing work in the mines here, as if the people of Nkangala and Mpumalanga cannot establish a security company. We don't need Bidvest to be everywhere. We can provide those services that Bidvest is providing in the mines and even in the municipality. Remember, Bidvest belongs to Ramaphosa. That's why they do everything. When you go to cleaning, Bidvest is there. When you go to catering, Bidvest is there. Who said the beautiful women of Mpumalanga can't do catering? Pelalia Peka every day. Asifuna umlungu ukuthi sipheke. So why are they giving hospital catering to Bidvest? We need to stop Bidvest everywhere. Where we see Bidvest, we must say we can provide those services that Bidvest can do. Why do you outsource a cleaning tender when our people are cleaning after themselves every day? There's no one who must have qualifications of cleaning. We need all those who don't have matric to be hired as the cleaners in the municipality and the mines and everywhere else. I don't know if this sound or my voice is acting up now. Can I have water? Now, we need to make sure that I think the sound is dealing with me. We need to make sure that all those who don't have matric, they are the ones who get these jobs. Why? A lot of our people did not leave school because they are underheads. They left school because of the economic situation in their homes. They went to look for jobs in the farms. They went to look for jobs in the mines. That's why they left school. We must not condemn them into permanent poverty. We must hire them as cleaners permanently so that they can register with UNISA and improve their qualification from being a cleaner into being a municipal manager, because you improved yourself when you were employed. We must not say our people have not gone to school, therefore we must destroy them. Why should you outsource cutting of grass? Because all we need is the equipment to go around cutting grass. Give us those jobs. Do not give those jobs to Bidvest of Ramaphosa. Give them to us directly and employ us permanently. We want the benefits. We want medical aid. We want pension fund. We want bonuses. Because majority of these companies don't pay bonuses. All of these mines, Commissar Colin Sidibe, don't make friends with the mine owners. EFF must not be friends with mine managers. EFF must not have tenders in the mines. EFF must always be on the side of the workers, on the side of communities. When you say that mine which was owned by the Guptas must not be sent or be interdicted by NPA, it must be to the benefits of the workers and the citizens, not investor. We don't care about the investor. We don't care who owns the mine. What we care about in the immediate are the workers and communities benefiting from that mine. If that mine is not benefiting our people, we don't care who owns it. Let's fight with that person so that the mine can benefit our people. Why should we have a problem of a tar road when we've got the mines? Why can't we close a mine for the whole week and say to the mine owner, we want a tar road there? Stop telling us about government. It is the trucks of your mine which are damaging our roads. Go and put a tar road there. Why can't we close a mine and say we want a clinic, and this clinic must be owned by the mine, the workers in the clinic must be paid by the mine, and it must have all equipment, latest equipment. People must move from Limpopo coming to Middelburg because the latest machine to test the eye is in Middelburg. You say to them, we're closing this mine until you build a clinic. But the people who are closing mines, they don't close mines because they want a school, because they want a clinic. They close mines because they want tenders for themselves. And they use the name of the community. They say, hey, we're fighting for community. When you arrive there, okay, let me listen. What is the story? No, they don't give us tenders. They give tenders to so and so. We don't want tenders. We want a mine that is going to invest in our community. Why, Mkhuzi, why is there no best school with the latest IT technology, where we say this school has got the best IT equipment? Who bought this? The mine. No, but Sizwe Mining will never invest in communities. They invest in individuals. We are not about that. Fighters, when you go into a mine, go and fight for community projects. Tenders must be something last in your mind. We want all of you to make sure that this coal mining here, owned by Seriti Mining, which is friends with Ramaphosa, they must make sure this coal mine benefit you, the people of Mpumalanga. We don't care whether they know Ramaphosa or not. I value a mine, yes, Seriti, and say to Seriti, you are exploiting our people. We want you to invest in our communities. If you don't invest in our communities, Seriti, we are coming for you. Because you took over from the Guptas. You are a new Gupta if you don't benefit our people. And we will never be friends with anything that looks like the Guptas. We want everything that benefits our people. Fighters, when the floods happened in KZN, where was Seriti? Where was Bidvest? Where was Pick and Pay and ShopRite? But when there is fire on the mountains of Knysna and Cape Town, all white people send all types of help to Cape Town. Why? Because whites are affected. The floods of KZN did not affect white people. That's why there is no big company that sent help to KZN. It was only the EFF that took the food to the poor of the poorest in KZN. We went to KZN and said, we cannot sleep knowing that you are not in brackets. We gave them mattresses. We gave them 500,000. We can even show you a receipt. Where is the receipt of Patrice Motsepe? He said he's going to pay 1 million into the floods there. There is no proof of payment. The only proof of payment comes from you, the ground forces of the EFF. 500,000 tuchia. We will never leave black people suffering as long as we are there as the EFF. The little we have, we will share with them. That's what we do in the EFF. We belong into one big family, and that big family is the EFF. Aliberik, you are unemployed. Kemang ki EFF ele one. Ye tamayang elwan lebatuba or give our children jobs. Unemployment bona mo South Africa mo is scary. So many young people unemployed. Even those who are going to school, they are not sure what's going to happen to them. They are just going to school because they are disciplined, but the future doesn't look bright. Now, we are calling on government to release, to give those who have gone to school a graduate grant. I need they giving people unemployment grant. 350. Father Christmas, Ramaphosa, Kankwe Khul. 350. Now, why must I get 350 when I'm more qualified than you? Let the unemployment grant be given according to qualification. When you've got a degree, more. Honors, more. Masters, more. Why? So that children will go to school. They will know that going to school pays. If I go to school, I'm going to get a job. If I don't get a job, I'm going to get a grant. I'm not going to get nyaupe. I'm not going to get alcohol because I've got nothing to do. I'm not going to surrender to prostitution. Our children do not become prostitute out of choice. They want to survive. There are no options. Let this government of thieves and criminals pay all those who gone to school. Let's reward people who have gone to school. Let us fight poverty by redistributing the resources amongst those who have gone to school. We are saying even those who have not gone to school, they must still get, but those who have gone must get more. Now a fool will say, hey, where will the money come from? Where does the 350 come from? We will take where we are taking the 350 from. They stole billions and billions in the name of Corona. So we want the youth of South Africa to be given a graduate grant, because that is the only way we are going to keep them in school. That is the only way we are going to educate our children. But they will never do that because they like you illiterate. They don't like educated people. When you are not educated, they control you through grants. Some of you even think that the grants come from the ANC. They don't come from the ANC. They come from you. When you buy in a shop, you must look at a receipt. There is something written there called VAT. That's your money. They are taking money from you. It's not money from the ANC. How can the ANC give you 350 when it can't pay its own staff members? Where will they get money from? So don't get confused. They like them illiterate, because when you are educated, you are a threat to the ANC. Utamaile mo Ramaphosa, Ayamo Akitima everywhere with his friends, went to something called COP26. When he arrived in COP26, Afita Are, we will no longer sell coal, mine coal in South Africa because we want to comply. How do you say we can't mine coal in South Africa? What are we going to eat? Because this coal is what feed the families of our people all over Mpumalanga. The day you close coal mine in Mpumalanga, you must also close Mpumalanga, because there will be nothing left of our people here in Mpumalanga. There is no coal mine that is going to be closed here in South Africa. Ramaphosa must know that when he closes a coal mine to impress his friends, we will open it by force, because these mines belong to us. They don't belong to America. There is no America that is going to close mines here in South Africa. These are our mines. This is our bread and butter. We will rather die than to allow them to take our bread away from us. It's not even enough, this bread, yet they want to come here and close it. They will create serious crisis of unemployment. Utamaile, Utojadi bribe, Arno will close their mines. We will never close any mine here. In these mines, our workers are not paid the same. When you are a woman, they pay you less than men. Let me give you an example. There is a team called Bafana Bafana and a team called Banyana Banyana. They are kicking the same ball. The ground size is the same. They do everything the same. But Banyana Banyana are paid way less than Bafana Bafana. You know what is the difference? Because they are women. We cannot allow a situation where there is a pay gap between women and men who are doing the same job. Actually, we should be paying these women more because they were exploited more than us. There was triple oppression here in South Africa. Women suffered triple oppression. The first oppression, they oppressed them because they were women. The second one, they oppressed them because they were black. The third one is because they are a working class. They were exploited more than us. And democracy still continues the oppression of our women. So fighters, we must fight for women to be paid equal pay. We must fight for women to get the same positions that men have. Because there is nothing that women cannot do which you can do. If a man can do it, a woman too can do it. And there is no freedom. You must never say, I'm enjoying my freedom when there is another person oppressed next to you. It will never be a nice freedom as long as women are still oppressed in South Africa. So every firm, Colin, every factory, every mine that pays women less than what they are paying men, it must be visited. We must go there and demand that our women are going to be paid the same salary as men. Otherwise, you don't deserve to exist as this firm that undermines the women. Fighters, we must stop the attack on women. Our women are being raped. Our women are being beaten. Our women are being killed in South Africa. South Africa is a crime scene. South Africa has declared war against women. That nonsense must come to an end. And we don't have to protect women. These speeches that say, let's protect women, they don't need protection. Just stop attacking them. Therefore, there will not be a need for protection because there won't be an attack. So we must stop the attack on women. When you see a man attacking a woman, as a fighter, you must intervene. If the woman says, it's my man, or I'm not talking to you, my sister, I'm talking to the brother, she will thank you later. We must always intervene against our own men who are making us to look like we are monsters against our own women. We as men must talk man to man and say the nonsense on the attack of women must come to an end. And we men are going to end it because we are the ones who have started it. When you beat a woman, you are a coward. You must know that you don't deserve to be a fighter. You don't deserve to be a member of the EFF. You don't deserve to be a supporter of the EFF. In the EFF, we don't fight against the weak. We fight against the strong. That's why in the EFF, we don't beat Zimbabweans. We go to Rupert's house in Stellenbosch, even here in Mpumalanga, and face Rupert face to face and tell him right on his face, you are a criminal that stole our land. Only cowards go to the weak. Don't go to the weak. Are you strong? You think you've got some power to fight? Go and look for some racists in town here and attend to them. Stop showing off Bloody coward. Stop showing off your power on weak women and children. Ostaela. Bloody fool. Ukwatile, because at work a white man shouted at you. A white man has beaten you at work. You come back angry. You take out that anger on weak people. But there was a strong man at work there called a white man who made you angry. You never confronted him. You never threatened him with violence. You go and attack women and children, defenseless people. Go and show your power out there to your peers, not to your children and women. Let's stop embarrassing ourselves. Comrades, we must continue to fight for the ownership of the economy of South Africa. Black people in South Africa, Africans, own less than 7% of the land. Yet, we are the rightful owners of this land. So, when we say the economy, when they ask you, what is the economy? You must tell them it's the land. Without the land, there won't be a mine. Without the land, there won't be a factory. Without the land, there won't be a bank. Without a land, there won't be Johannesburg Stock Exchange. These monopolies, they are monopolies because they own the land. We want our land back, and this land will be returned in our lifetime. We will never postpone the ownership of the land. We are going to own this land with our workers. We are going to own this land with our women. We are going to own this land with our chiefs and traditional leaders, because that's how we were organized before these criminals visited our country uninvited. We want collective ownership of the land. We want you, the people of Mpumalanga, to own Kruger National Park. Those lions belong to you. They don't belong to a white man. Those elephants belong to us. Rinyaka le fase la rena le matekwa na lona kaofela. Dipache ke tsa rena, se tsa felo ke pache tsa rena. Ra di batla dipache. They belong to us. Re batla lewatle. That sea belongs to us. It doesn't belong to a white man. And when you say so with pride, with confidence. Do not doubt yourself that this land belongs to us. So, workers of South Africa, your exploitation is going to end the day we take over the ownership of the land. Comrades, in the EFF we don't just talk. In Johannesburg, we insourced workers. In the universities, we insourced workers. The ones of Johannesburg, they are even much more happier. But very the medical aid. But very the pension fund. You don't know what is the importance of pension fund. A lot of our people, especially ourselves who come from rural provinces, in Limpopo, Northwest, Mpumalanga, it's a lebar mutwile Joburg, we lo vereka, abwa tweriki TB anasilo. No, this person is useless. He's not useless. He was exploited the day he arrived there. When he became ill, when he became sick, they chased him out because he's no longer useful. We don't want that. We want our people, when they retire and they come back home, babwe ba tshwere tšhelete. aba fitla mo ai mo ba are dintlo ka di pension fund. It's very important that every worker must have a pension fund. Those are your savings, so that when you get old, you can still take care of yourself. So when we say the workers are insourced with benefits, we talk exactly that. When we say the workers are insourced at Wits University, they don't only get pension fund and no, their children go to Wits University free of charge. Those were the benefits which they were giving to the lecturers, to the professors, and not to the cleaners. The cleaner, if your child, you are cleaning at Wits, and your child comes to school at Wits, you must pay for that child. Yet you are paid a less salary. The people who are paid higher salaries, their children, and they work at Wits, their children come to Wits free of charge. Those are the contradictions of life. Because the person who was supposed to get their children getting free education at Wits was supposed to be those who are paid less. We said this cleaners, their children must come here and for free of charge. It's happening already. At Wits University we insourced, at UCT we insourced, at UNISA we have insourced, at Univen we have insourced. The beauty of insourcing is to ensure that our people have some dignity and job security. So let's go and fight for the insourcing of all workers in the municipalities, in all the departments. I mean, I get shocked that at the police station there is security at the gate. Mapodisa agada kema security. O mara watsiba narabona dilo. Korma khodwa a ANC ba phela ba plana utswa ya ba introduce tender ya security koma police. When you graduate from the college as a police officer, basanji ba uthome mo gating ebe wena ugadan gate. That way we don't waste money that we don't have on security that is guarding the police. So we need to make sure that these unnecessary tenders, we must do away with them. Why should the Department of Education have a security company to look after the department's building? Let's hire people who've got qualifications of security to work directly for the department. That way we are going to save money, because this is how the tender works. If one security is paid 15,000, we pay 15,000 per security. The owner of the security company takes 10,000 and gives security person 5,000. So why are we not removing this middleman called an owner of security company? Instead of giving this middleman 10,000 for doing nothing, let's remove him and give the security guy 15,000 directly, not through some guy called the owner of a security company. Why do we need a cleaning company when we can hire cleaners directly and pay them directly with benefits? We proposed there in Parliament, and the ANC rejected us. We proposed a law that says all those who are working for the departments must be insourced by all the departments. The ANC said no, because they enjoy the exploitation of our people. Comrades, the labor desk of the EFF is doing very well. Is fighting battles day in, day out, is fighting with white capital. And you know what they've resorted to now? Every time the EFF goes and intervene, they take us to court and say we are not a union. We are fighting whether we are a union or not. As long as a black person is exploited, we are going to fight with those who exploit black people. So we need this labor desk to fight and make sure that the workers are protected. We are having a labor desk because we are preparing to have an EFF union. The union of the EFF is inevitable, and that union will never sell the workers out. That union will always be on the side of the workers. So the EFF union is coming. This is just a warm-up. Mkhalipi, Komisa Mkhalipi, Tlengiwe, the head of labor desk, she's still warming up. We are preparing to do a union and not a Mickey Mouse union that is in cahoots and in bed with the employer, because a lot of unions are with the employer and not with our people. COSATU is even worse. NUM is worse than worse. AMCU is still better nyana. So we want a union that will know that we are a union of the workers, not friends of the CEO or the chairperson of the company. The EFF is going to take over. COSATU ikhwile. There is no longer COSATU. Today, COSATU inchiche poster ya urbana le rally go Rustenburg. Mo posting ya bona babe ile Soli Moholo, babe ile the artist. Wa bona nto a sa le union. Nto ke entertainment company Soli Moholo. Ompuje artist e ba re ke Soli Moholo. So the unions in South Africa have taken the side of the employer. There is a vacuum on the side of the workers, and nature does not allow a vacuum. Let the union of the EFF rise and occupy the vacuum and represent the workers of South Africa and the workers of the whole African continent. Because Rena are mokhatlo wa South Africa, re mokhatlo wa Africa. That's why how sheba logo ya EFF haina mepe wa South Africa, ke mepe wa African continent, because Africa we are one. We love black people, Shem. We will never kill black people. We will never beat a black person. Black people are hated all over the world. Everywhere they see a black person, they don't love that black person. Even Oprah Winfrey, she's hated where she stayed. The richest woman. When they see her in a suburb, white policemen in America, they stop her and ask her, what are you doing here? She says, I stay here. They say, you stay here? It's not possible. Why? Because she's black and blacks are hated. And then you come on top of that hatred, add another hatred on black people. Stop the hate of black people. Love each other. Before you love each other, love yourself as a black person so that you can love other black people. Hey, You can take your vote if you hate me for loving black people. I don't want to be a president of people who hate black people. I want to be a president of black people who love themselves and love other black people. President of haters. I'm not a president of haters. I don't hate white people. I disagree with them, and I only have one love, and that love is for black people. I can't have too much love. Don't have time for those things. Comrades, let us protect our continent. Let us protect each other. Let's see each other. When you see a Zimbabwean, see yourself. When you see a Nigerian, see yourself. Because Nigeria is South Africa, South Africa is Nigeria. Africa is not a continent, it's a country. We are one. We want one currency. We want one president, one parliament. And that dream will be achieved. It might not be achieved by me, but even if I die, I will die happy that I've planted a seed for the unity of the African continent. They can hate me now, they will thank me later. There are no borders in Europe. Why do they want borders in Africa when they don't have borders?
All right, that is the EFF in Mpumalanga today commemorating Workers' Day. Meanwhile, the ANC President, Cyril Ramaphosa, is at Royal Bafokeng Stadium in Rustenburg in the northwest today in order to commemorate Workers' Day celebrations. He is expected to share the stage with the Labour Federation